I'm going to start for a few minutes with Kapil Komireddi, best-selling author of Malevolent Republic, columnist, journalist. Kapil, welcome to all of you, first of all. Kapil, I'm going to start it off with you. I've set out all the facts. You've just seen Rahul Gandhi, a day after his speech yesterday, which was not received very well. It was seen as a wasted opportunity. Today, he sends out a dare to the Home Minister, says, debate me. How do you view what has happened in light of the fact that Rahul Gandhi, in a few days from now, is flying off to Germany again, we're told, right in the middle of this parliament session? Kapil, you've written extensively about Rahul Gandhi and his politics. How do you view this?
I agree with you, Shiv. I suspect he watched your segment, and I fear but it wasn't enough to sustain the energy. He's done this thing where he went to the press and said that Amit Shah was rattled by my speech in Parliament. If he believes that Amit Shah was rattled, it's very odd for him to leave just when the government is rattled. That's when he needs to stay and put up a sustained opposition to this government. The contradiction is, Rahul Gandhi is not a very serious man. He claims that this government is an existential threat to India. But he never puts up opposition that is commensurate to that threat. Between 2015 and 2019, he averaged, we know, about 5 foreign trips a month. Every time there was an opening against the government, the man leading the opposition, de facto or officially, was abroad. He went abroad. He never put up sustained opposition. So the opposition succeeded in losing every opportunity there. And if you believe that this government really is a threat, then you have to demonstrate to the Indian public the seriousness with which you're opposing this government. You can't be going abroad just before a state election. You can't remain leader of opposition after losing 3 national elections and dozens of state elections. But that is what is happening in India. So whenever Rahul Gandhi points a finger at this government and says, this is a dictatorship, this is a dictatorship, people look at Rahul Gandhi and say that they see a real dictator there, a man who has remained leader of the opposition in spite of interminable defeat. I was looking up comparable democracies, Canada, the United States. I was looking at the foreign trips taken by the House Minority Leader in the US and in Canada, the Leader of Opposition. To the best of my knowledge, the Leader of Opposition in Canada has taken fewer than 5 foreign trips over the past 3 years. To the best of my knowledge, the leader of the opposition, the House Minority Leader, has taken 2 trips this year. As you mentioned, Rahul Gandhi has taken 11 trips. This is a man who claims that India is sinking. India is, this is extinction level government. And yet he is not there to provide leadership against that government. So this man's actions contradict his words. And I just don't think that if you really believe that India needs a serious opposition, you really must argue for a serious opposition if you believe that India needs a serious government. And what we don't have in India, our tragedy is not the existence, I keep saying this, our tragedy is not the existence of a strongman government, it's the absence of an effective opposition.
Very true. And Kapil, what do you put this down to? Many things have been said about Rahul Gandhi. He's an ad hoc politician. He places his personal pursuits above full-time politics. He's up against an election machine that literally doesn't do anything else except, plan for the next election. And his defenders will say, why can't a politician have a life? Except that, like I said, the Congress has just lurched from one election defeat to the next, so he doesn't really have a choice. What do you put it down to? Is it priorities? Is it personality? Is it entitlement? What is it, Kapil?
It's the absence of accountability. I think if he were being held accountable, if you lose an election and you have to face an internal electorate within the Congress party that shoves you out, then he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. The 2 examples I'll give you, Shiv, and this is not an exaggeration. You look at the King of Thailand, right? He wanted to amend the constitution of Thailand to be able to govern from abroad. And that's what provoked the series of intense protests against him.
Yeah.
They have very strict rules against insulting the monarchy there. And similarly in Congress, if you insult the monarchy of the Congress party, you get chucked out. There is no accountability. If you don't turn up to work, I suspect your employers will act against you. But Rahul Gandhi doesn't turn up to work. He's terrible. His ratings are awful. But he nonetheless manages to remain at the apex of the largest opposition party in India. And the second example I'll give you is earlier this year, I was in Chechnya. And what struck me is the Kadyrovs, who have this horrible reputation. They are less brazen in their assertion of power than there are instances in India of the Gandhis asserting themselves. That is way more brazen than the Kadyrovs assert, the manner in which the Kadyrovs assert themselves. I'll give you one example. Kadyrov wanted to give power to his son, but he was, he had to temper the manner in which he did it. Because he had to take into account the public perception. But within the Congress party, the only person who was promoted in a period of a decade was Rahul Gandhi's sister. What qualified her to become the general secretary of the party? This is a family-run enterprise. Winning elections, the big mistake you're making as a conscientious journalist is you are looking at the Congress party as a political party. You're looking at its objective as winning elections. It's not. It exists to provide subsistence to one family. Its objective is to perpetuate one family's hold on the party. That is why when there was an internal election, rather than an honest, open election, we got a man born during the reign of the last British Emperor of India. Rahul Gandhi spent years saying he was the hope of the youth of India, and his proxy candidate is a man who is older than the Republic of India. And that strikes me as an insult, frankly. I'm not pro-government. I just want competent opposition, Shiv. And that is what everyone who believes in Indian democracy should demand and expect. And it's very sad, very depressing that there are people in Delhi who will accept a monarchy if it's run by the Gandhis.
No, Kapil, absolutely. Your word stands for itself, especially because, and I take it very seriously, and our viewers do as well, because you've literally written this incredibly best-selling book that is a scathing commentary on the BJP and the Modi government. So when you talk about the Congress, I think nobody's seeing it as one-sided. But my final question to you then, Kapil, is that 2026 is a veritable buffet of big elections, right from the start to the finish. These are elections in states where the Congress is, relatively stronger, has a good footing, has comparably better organizational strength on the ground. Given the way it's been going this year and the last, how do you think things are looking for the Congress? Does it look like they are prepared to get battle ready, listen to voters, or continue to just blame things like vote chori and head into 2026? What do you think they're going to do?
Well, here's the thing. If they believe that votes are being stolen, they shouldn't participate in the elections, because by participating in an election that they claim is fraudulent, they're effectively legitimizing that exercise. So if they genuinely believe that the Prime Minister is sitting in his basement with Amit Shah and is rigging the vote, they shouldn't participate in it. They should boycott the vote. But the fact that they are participating in the vote means that they believe that there is a sincere competition. There is a possibility at hand of defeating or coming into power, defeating the government or coming into power. I think past this prologue, and I think based on what I've seen so far, the manner in which they've conducted themselves, the lack of accountability again, I'm not very optimistic that they are going to make serious inroads. Kerala is one state where they should really win. But once again, I've looked very closely at Kerala. And, there, I think Rahul Gandhi's man, K.C. Venugopal, is being projected, even though survey after survey shows that Shashi Tharoor is the more popular politician. So we'll have to wait and watch. But again, look at the past. And I'm not entirely sure that the one thing I think I can say, I can hazard a guess, is that just before the elections, you can count on this, Rahul Gandhi will be on holiday abroad.
Very, all I think of is the Congress cadres and workers on the ground who toil and labor before and during elections, and what they're going to have to do once Rahul Gandhi flies off, this time to Germany, sitting around in media studios and explaining his departure.
No one insults them more than Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi insults them every waking hour because they put up, as you say, they toil in the heat and dust of India. And this man, at the first given opportunity, gets on a flight, flies first class, goes abroad, just disappears. And this overseas Congress event he's about to do, why can't he convene that in Delhi? Why can't they come to him? Why is it so important that he has to miss this winter session of Parliament at a time when India is going through so much, as he himself says? You know, there is oligarchies rife in India, votes are being stolen. India is effectively lurching in the direction of a dictatorship. Why can't he stay here and fight? This is a strange time for him to be going to Berlin to meet people from other parts of Europe. It's a strange thing to be canvassing in Europe. It's a ludicrous justification, engineered, I suspect, by Sam Pitroda, a man who really should be superannuated, but the fact that he isn't, again, shows you how anti-democratic Congress is. There is so much wrong with this party, Shiv. And if you genuinely believe in Indian democracy, if Congress can't reform itself, it really should perish. And one of the things Congress has taken to doing is that if you don't venerate the party, if you don't say Rahul Gandhi great, then they start smearing you as a puppet of the government or an apologist for the government. And this is pathetic. This is utterly pathetic. They're incapable of looking inwards, and they're not in the business of winning elections. They're not. In fact, Krishna Alavaru, the man who presided over the debacle in Bihar, said that winning election is one aspect of leadership. What exactly are they doing? Are they running a cinema company? Are they in the business of politics? It's bizarre. And this party will continue to let us down because this party, as I will repeat it one last time, is not a political party in the standard sense. It is a family business that exists to perpetuate the hold of one family. And
Kapil, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for being with me. Thank you for your time. Hopefully, in the next 5 days, the Congress and Rahul Gandhi will change their minds, maybe cancel their tickets and decide to stay on in Parliament. I somehow doubt that's going to happen.